Probably a good point to jump in. Welcome back, everybody. Hello, Mr. Twig and Berries. Hello, Dominic. All the way over in Dubai. I'm not sure where Mr. Twig is, but welcome. So today would be, looks at the thing, episode 327. It's the 26th of April. It's a Sunday. It's 10 past 8. And we're going to be talking about inside line stuff. But the thing is, I called it We Build Here. Because if I'm being honest, it's more like stuff forms and it drips down and then it becomes things that are interesting. Yo, Stuffed, welcome, and hello, Mr. Propel. Thank you all for joining. Don't forget, if you're watching live or later, there are links in the description. You can come and join us. We are an open building community. And even if you have silly ideas, we'll entertain them. So there's been a whole bunch of stuff that's happened over the last week. It's a little bit different though. There's been a little bit of a different flavour. Mostly because I've been busy, you know. It's good though. It's good. You want to be busy. But also because we're sort of getting closer to that sort of convergence point. I don't call it the singularity. I just call it a natural funnel. It's like a funnel. More like where the river meets the ocean. But that's a bit different. But, you know, all the rivers kind of flow into one big river. I don't want to break the analogy. But behind me, you will see my DJZ project portfolio. And you can't see half of the buttons that are up there. The Vidnosis is video understanding. The TTS is obviously speech. The albums is music. The theatre is the result of the storyboards. Right now, that's VO. But it could be Kling. The Kling 01 pipeline works great. And I just made a new skill today, actually, which is it's a combination of my Basil front-end design skill, made in combination with our good friend over in the Discord. It might be Stuffed, I'm not sure. I can never tell. People change their names so often. But yeah, I've made basically the diagram design skill for Image 2, GPT Image 2. And it works great. It works amazing. It works so good that the first person I showed the pitch to bought it. And that leaves me in a strange position. Because that means now I can't talk about it. But don't be silly. Everything was already open sourced before I pitched it. So while it is a unique implementation, you guys have seen it all before. And in fact, if you've been following recently, you probably have parts of it. But that's the beauty of the haystack. There are many needles in my haystack. And who knows what they're really for? Who knows what they're really for? A needle can be many things, can it not? So, with that in mind, let's get on. Let's get on to the show. So what have I got for you over here? Let's see if we got anything over here to show you. I do actually have some cool stuff over here. I haven't been developing this platform as much. Because I turned it into like the world's best chat assistant. I don't even know how to say it. We solved so many stupid problems with chatbots. I can't go into too much detail, but I probably mentioned most of it. Yeah, I'm quite happy with it. It can pretty much do everything. It actually self-documented itself. So the first test I had for it was I said, document yourself and make the website, but make all the diagrams with the new tool. So he had to make the tool to make the diagrams, to make the website, to then let me upload it. And I was like, wow, that looks really good. And of course it was like a multi-skill, multi-tool pipeline prompt. But I do have something cool which I would like to show you. Yeah. So how about we do that? Let me just get the thing here. What's it called? What's it called? Where are my links? I've only got one website open right now. Hang on a sec, guys. I broke everything. Alright. Open it. Not that one. Not that one. That one. Duplicate that one. And let me have it. Right, now this wouldn't... Oh. If it doesn't let me in, I'll swap the recording over. It's giving me crap. still giving me crap. It's so good, I still can't log into it a week later. It's just because I haven't cleared the cache out on here. Yeah, it's busted. What a shame. Oh well, not to worry. Normally what I would do is I would like cut to commercial, but we're just going to do it the old-fashioned way. Hold up. Just give it a yank. What could go wrong? You got to do it the engineer way. Okay. There we go, and then we connect the triangle into the square hole. Hey, what do we got? Right then, so we got a couple of things now. Yeah, we already broke it, Dragon. It's not really broken though, it's just I don't use the main machine for much, like, you know, I haven't logged into that app over here and it doesn't have its own domain name yet. Doesn't matter. It's Google authentication. The point is I've got it over here, so let's dive in. Ah, look at this. You've expired. What? Mate. I might actually kill. In Minecraft. Are you kidding me right now? Hold up a sec. That's not actually an address, guys. What are you doing to me right now? Hold up. It's not even an address. Oh yeah, the Salt Cave economic model. Look at it really fast. Because it's not important. But it's the design layout. The design layout is what's interesting. So if you know, you know. Have we broken it yet? Propel says that explains all the ads I'm getting. Okay, so here we have the ASCII spectrograph. I'm going to mute this and play. So I released this earlier. It's got a little bit of a something funny going on there. Is that because I changed the size maybe? It's fine. So that's playing music. Excuse me. Using ASCII for the spectrograph. I released this on the JSX. Okay. But yeah, basically you can take this, implement it, and this is going to be part of the main show. So I know it sounds rope-a-dope, but I wanted to come in casual tonight, not hit you with the machine gun. Because normally I like front load the show and we have like 100 things to look at, so I'm doing it a little bit different today. We're going to ease into it, right? So this is where we actually start tonight, guys. A simple idea, the ASCII spectrograph, right? So just make a cool little live audio thing with a JSX component, nothing crazy. Make me a JSX component that shows me a spectrograph made in ASCII. Okay. I made that, used tone. I used tone to keep it simple, just sine tone, different tones. And then we said, now make the V2. I can upload an MP3 now, and it will visualize what's being played in real time. Does that, makes the JSX. I said, okay, now wrap that in a demo.html, makes the HTML. I said, okay, here's a GitHub URL I just made called this. Use that, write the README, introduce the features, add my citation. Bang, bish bash bosh, done. That's done. You can take it, you can incorporate it, you can modify it. Okay. But this isn't obviously how we use it. This is an example of the haystack. Okay. So in my haystack, I have a needle. That needle is an ASCII spectrograph. Now, you could just ask AI to write you an ASCII spectrograph, okay? But by having a JSX component, it's consistent. It's the same one every time. It's not a different one every time. When we do image LoRa's, that's why we do LoRa. You know what I mean? Identity, consistency, the same principles, all right? You'll also notice something else. When I showed you the previous website on the other machine, it was built with the same design skill. So this is actually a consistent front-end aesthetic as well. So all of my front ends are going to come out looking like this for a little bit until I change it again. So even though this looks like, oh, it's just an ASCII, see, we'll put it on tone mode. So just even though it looks like, oh, it's just an ASCII JSX component. You could write that in 5 minutes with AI. Yeah, true. But I've got a library of consistent identity ones that these are mine. I made them to my spec with my style, blah, 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 blah. Okay, now you can separate the thing. You can separate it. Propel says, I'm surprised you don't do Touch Designer as a visualizer. Well, that's the thing, see? This entire JSX is really here purely to support the waveform visualization. That's the only real bit I need. Everything else is here just to sort of tell you what it is and what it's doing. And I already know that. I don't need all that. But it's good for debugging and making sure it's all working properly, right? So anyway, as I was saying. But you are not wrong, Propel, and we're going to get to that. See, I'm trying to ease you guys in with a simple... And I'm not like being patronizing here, okay? I'm trying to show you the Lego bricks. So right here I have an idea. I like the ASCII style. Let's make a spectrograph. Cool. Now this is part of a larger project. And I'm now going to show you the rest of the pieces. Okay? It's going to be super cool and super easy to understand. So now we come to our VS Code. And we have... What am I doing here? Take this off. Oh, man. Are you trying to embarrass me in front of all my friends? He is. Stop it. Right. So anyway, this is where it's going to get interesting. So first of all, we have the ASCII spectrograph. You can see that in the top corner. Here's the JSX file for the ASCII spectrograph, and there's the demo HTML that we were just looking at just a second ago. Okay. Now that's going to be part of the puzzle. So next in the pieces, we have the real-time audio. All right, now I wonder if this will actually... Can we show you this? It might work. Ah, no, it doesn't work. It needs to be like in a specific folder name to work. That's okay. So back we go. So you'll just have to trust me. This is a Gemini API live... So Gemini Lyria Live. So it's live music API. So, anyway, I am a little bit worried that it's not what I thought it is, though. Why does it say ASCII Spectro there? Okay, I am a little bit worried about that. That looks a little bit suspect. This says ASCII Spectro. Suddenly has a worry. Uh-oh, did I put the wrong thing in here? Swiss Instrument redesign of ASCII waves for... I think he overwrote my stuff. Alright, don't worry about that. It does have the MP3 ingestion web audio API. So it is what I said it is. It's just he's actually changed it since I was looking at this. That's probably why it doesn't open. So let's take a look at this. This is much easier to understand. So this right here is an example of the most expensive and successful Microsoft product doing what it does best. So it's Microsoft Paint. Okay. And this is the layout idea for Gemini. Okay. So we have plate A, we got plate B, we got the spectrograph. There's actually going to be two. One for plate A, one for plate B. We've got a crossfader in the middle, maybe. And then we have the prompts in the top left where it says cache. And then we have search, which is going to be a library, right? This is going to be Vite React TypeScript, and it's going to be built on Tauri for desktop, so you've got file system access. But it's going to use dual WebSockets, one API key for each deck. So basically you're going to do two music generation streams at once. And then the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's just a fork of my old careless soundboard. You know, the grid of buttons. You can like say something, upload a sample, click loop, whatever you want. But I wanted to show people how easy it was. You just get Paint and mark it out, label it up, include that in the prompt. This is just part of the prompt. We're going to go through the prompt as well. I'm breaking it down for you guys because this is not a super secret squirrel. This is a desktop app which I'm most likely going to release. We'll see how good it works, you know. If it doesn't come out, it's because it was bad. But anyway, the concept is pretty solid, right? You just stream both sides of the deck. Anyway, and it's prompts. And then obviously you can cache your best tracks, save your best tracks and then pull them up as well. So there'll be more than just a crossfader, guys, okay? We've got to start somewhere though, right? Got to keep it simple. So, anyway, so then what did I include with this? I included the Lyria 3 music generation tins, okay, which is actually built for Cloudflare, so that had to be sanitized for local, so had to be adapted. We then did the Lyria real-time live music pipeline, which was also had to be refactored for local, so you know what I mean, it's just basically adapt and integrate. And then we have my Stage 21 live music session save plan. So this is going to it enables you to this is from obviously my testing my other app, so you can do live recordings of arbitrary length and so on. There's also a music gallery, you know, so I'm stitching together pieces of my plans and then I'm adapting them all. So if I just go to the actual prompt, it's a bit of a mouthful. So I start at the beginning. You're gonna love how this is so silly. So this is the situation. We are in pre-planning, aiming to construct a complex solution for live DJ dual stream WebSockets using Gemini Lyria Live. Allow users to bring their own key with a desktop Tauri built application written in Vite React TypeScript for Windows single local users. This will give full disk access for them. Why am I tripping over myself? I need to sit up straight. This will give full disk access for the music library needed to operate such an application in real time. The core of the application is a simple 2-deck with crossfader setup. Plate A is playing the first WebSocket live music generation stream, and Plate B is running the second WebSocket live music generation stream. The user is able to crossfade with the sliders linked, inverse relationship, adjust the sliders separately when unlinked, per side volume control, use the sample pad at the bottom, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think you understand I'm laying out the thing. You can probably scan read it quicker than I could read it out right now. But the important part is what comes down below, where I sketch out what it is. So I say prototype layout is sketched out in this image, link the image. Component are inside ASCII spectrograph. That should say JSX component. HTML reference shows the approved design style for this app. It will only be used to display the output signal from Plate A and Plate B integrated into the expected layout. We used Lyria integration tins. Obviously you'll need to adapt this for the desktop Tauri architecture, adapt the live pipeline as well. Stage 37 music gallery retry plan, folder real-time audio shows an example. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. And in the end, obviously, we top it all off with build the tins, right? And from that, we did get, and I know it's complicated because it's like juggling a whole bunch of stuff. But if I just go into the plan, here we go. So here is the main tins plan. And it's a unification of Lyria stage 1 and 2, live music session save plan, music gallery retry plan, ASCII spectrograph, and real-time audio, even though I think that's a bit of a glitch. I think something went wrong with that. I think somehow I gave him the wrong thing. But it doesn't matter. It's so funny. Either that or he overwrote it, I'm not sure. I think maybe I gave him 2 examples, but it's fine. It'll come out looking like this. I hope you can see that there, the ASCII representation of my plan. It does actually look like look, see that? It's exactly what I drew in Paint. You know? Wow. Okay, maybe not exactly. These are supposed to be on top of each other, so I don't know what quite. Okay, it's gonna be interesting. But yeah, he's got pretty much everything I asked for there. So anyway, we've already built this. I'm actually at stage 1 now, so I wonder if it's actually ready to run. Should we find out? Let's see. What do we got here? I guess we could do npm run dev and just see, is it even installed yet? It's got something's running. Let's find out. Oh, I don't even know if it even. Do you know what? That was so funny. I had no idea if it was. I've never seen it yet. Do you know what I mean? That's the first time I've seen it. So I was like, oh. I just completed step 0. I mean, this is step 0, guys. I mean, does it work? I don't know. I mean, I guess we can give it a try. I need to put I need to put like play a tone. Oh, that's cool. So I can play the test tone on both sides. Hang on, let me unmute. How do I... right, so link. Oh, yeah, nice. So when it's linked, it's inverted. Nice. Oh, yeah. It even had it at the default position. Dude, that's crazy. Okay, right. We've obviously got a crossfader for balance as well. So we got volume and... What? Hang on. What's that one for then? Okay, Oh, is that wet and dry? I thought we didn't put that in yet. Crap. Okay, so we've got BPM, density, brightness, guidance, temperature. So those are all actually prompt. I wish I could make this bigger, but it's like... If I make it too big, you just won't be able to see anything. So where do we put the API key? I don't even know if I even... Ah, here we go. Key A and key B. Do I have Passport open? Yeah, I do. Right, give me 2 seconds, guys. I'm going to do a quick Copperuno. Where are we going with this? Hey. It's always coffee time. I just got to grab an API key for this thing. I'm going to make a new one. And we'll see if it works, eh? It'd be funny if it did work, because that means it just one-shot the whole thing in one tins. But, you know, I don't want to boast until I know it works. So I'm going to say, let's see, Careless DJ A. I got to say, because it's 2 keys, right? 1 key for... Grab an API key with that coffee, that's right. Morocco Mole and Secret Squirrel cartoons. Now, my favorite, I used to watch Danger Mouse, so that might date me. Okay. People are like, what? What the hell is Danger Mouse? Okay, so let's see. And then I'm going to want to go in here it is. Lost my tab. Okay. And then I want key B as well, please. I need 2, Google. Careless DJ B. Create. Man, they're spoiling me with all these keys. Big. What song is this? Damn it. I was looking for this song the other day. Couldn't remember what name it was. It says it at the bottom right corner, bottom left corner. Oh, it's literally called Man, I should remember it's called The only lyric is God damn it. How do you make coffee in the British Isles? With milk and sugar, which used to be a flex, and that's how dated that is. Broken says with a tea bag. You can actually get coffee in a tea bag. One of my customers gave me one time. Yeah, Penfold. Hell yeah, Penfold and Danger Mouse. They had a cool car, and that's all I was sold. They had a cool car. What more do you need? I think it could fly. I think they had a flying car. Like, I don't know if it was DeLorean or if it had wheels. I don't remember. Or wings. I don't remember. All I know is Danger Mouse. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Good stuff. You know, you're just a kid watching Saturday morning cartoons, you know, like it was that. Anyway. So auto record on Connect is on. The segment rotation is 60 seconds. I will say save and it will say, get out of here, mate. You can't even put keys in. You've got to report this bug. All right, well, I've put the things in, so let's give you the screen back. Hey, you can at least see what's going on. Oh, I'm back. So first problem, won't let me save the API key. Good times. So no, not quite one shot, guys. It fell over on something easy. But yeah, the keys are in and you can't save it. I don't think. I bet if I open it up again. Oh no, they are saved. Okay, so something's not right though. We got anything in here? Oh, we got some stuff in there. We got some stuff. It's mostly warnings though, guys. Don't worry. There's no reds. No reds. See, red means dead, but yellow is okay, right? I'm joking. I'm joking. It's obviously a problem. We'll get it solved. It's probably something to do with the real time, to be honest. Could be something really simple like the ASCII isn't rendering right. Let's see if it can generate, right? So I'll stop the tones. I bet the bugs stop. Nope. Nope. Okay, so can we put it on instrumental just for the sake of simplicity here? Quality, diversity, vocalization, quality. Quality. I think I must just put instrumental in the prompt. Alright, well. Instrumental garage music. Alright, and then play. Can't read properties. There, we got issues. That's alright. This looks great. This is exactly what I asked for. Can I do the other thing? Okay, there's no record. We've got loop, we've got upload. So I could add in see, loop doesn't work. Alright, so this all needs fixing. Purge that. Yep, purge that. There's a gallery which I've never seen, and it does have album. I like the. See, the thing is, it's like the layout of this is really nice because it's a customized front end design skill, right? So that's why it doesn't look like everything else I've made, and does look like the other things we've looked at tonight. You notice it's consistent, right? So it's got the same approach to typeface, spacing, square edges, not round edges as a rule, you know. But it's more than that though. We gave it a foundational course from a university, basically, is what actually happened. Because there are different design schools, there's lots of them, so you can target one and then you can shape your front-end design skill based on the Anthropic vanilla, making your own. And then you can write your design.md for the new Google thing, which because they keep changing their mind. But with this, you can just make whatever stupid standard that comes out next every time. It's not a big deal. It'll still be consistent. But do you know what? I was hoping that we would get like spinning discs. I suppose it doesn't really matter, but it would have been nice aesthetically to actually have the plate be, maybe when you actually hit play it all goes away and you get a cool circular rotational. It doesn't matter. That was the king. I was curious, is he going to actually keep the circles? I guess you can't. I told him no round edges, so I guess I get what I asked for, right? So I reckon there's something going on with because it's local. It's made to be a thing. It's made to be the thing. Have I got the thing? Oh, doxed. Delete that. That didn't last, did it? Doxed. How long did that take, boys? 40 minutes? I was doing all right, wasn't I? Oh well, we'll delete that key, make another one. So anyway, the dev stuff only gets you so far, because obviously when you're in dev, it's dev, right? But we actually do have a build, so let me just get the X. Let me see the installation. What's the state of that? Because remember, this was done in one prompt. I'm not going to lie. right? So here it is. Let's see what happens. What do we get? It should be fine because it's just a wrapper, really. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, good times. Good times. Did you see that? Did you see it? Who's got the gif of the toast, the bread falling over? Broken says, I have an agent that scrapes these streams faster than Drift can nuke his keys. Yeah, good luck though. Because by the time you've hit the button, I deleted the key. So even if your agent is super fast, you still have to push your button. Don't make me come round and nail it to the wall with a knife in Minecraft. It's a Starship Troopers reference. Calm down. So anyway, yeah, it doesn't matter if you scrape keys that get deleted after 5 seconds, guys. Sorry. Oh, and also, there's another thing as well. Why would you steal a key with a $5 limit and a rate limit on it? Have you seen Google's rate limits? You'll get like 2 images. You'll get 2 images and they will be 2K JPEGs because you're not good enough to get PNG. Yeah? Be fake 4K in compressed JPEG, right? Anyway, enough of that. Let's get back to the main deal. So we can begin completion of the stage 1 plan, implementation plan. How's that? Yeah, loads of keys. We always get leaked. Let's see. Dominic says, I always had a real-time debug log window until built because console was never enough. It's true. It's true. It's 100% true. That is something that you do need. But let's look at some other stuff which is already ready. So this was the app I was showing you guys earlier. We have had some new bots. We've had some new bot visitors. Mostly Bing bot this week. Signing my guest book. But yeah, most of it is like from gallery features. So we have been doing stuff in here. But mostly it's like a test bed. So like we had the batch, right? We had the batch. And you know what? I'm still waiting for my images, guys. So that's a work in progress. So you can send off your batch queue for half price, but you might not get the images sometimes. Still looking into that. Because the thing is, it's like the images are supposed to come back to me, right? You can pay to have them made, and then they make them, and then question mark. Step 3, question mark. Anyway, I'm sure Google will explain everything in the next documentation revamp. Let's see what else we got. Cross the streams. That doesn't sound right. Yeah, crossing the streams. 100% Propel. Yeah, we like the Ghostbusters. You know, we're big fans of the Ghostbusters. So anyway, as I was said, all of that came from this idea. So I just wanted to show you that was my little end-to-end project, which we did today. So we built this today, and then we built the DJ thing today. And I just wanted to show it to you. Like literally, it's like walk into the theater and you can see me doing heart surgery. I'll be like, hey, look at that. Hey, look at this. But it needs stitches. We need to fix it up. But it all came from this idea. We have this idea, and I was like, oh, I've got a live API, see, because if I go over to this site, I can go into my albums, and then I could just take this. I could take this here, and we could go live, just like that. I don't know why it's not playing any sound. Hang on, am I just deaf? I swear I've like muted my computer somehow. Something strange is going on here. It's playing music, but I don't hear it. Oh, I know why it is. It's because the HDMI has stolen the sound and the speakers are off. That'll be what it is. Or something else. Can I have my sound back, please? You've stolen my sound and put it on a TV that doesn't actually let you do that. Here we go. What? It sent my sound to Elgato, which doesn't support sound unless you buy an upgrade. Right, so we got to do it again. Use it. Oh, wait. Oh, that's good. Do you know what I love about that? It's actually just... I've just found a nice bug. Which is... if the sound card gets stolen by the Elgato, the window closes and you can't stop the live stream. So it's funked forever, guys. We'll never be able to close it. No, I'm only kidding. You just refresh the page. But it is kind of funny, you know. Like, this is a good example of how you think you know. You think you know, and you can't test everything. Because then some user comes along, plugs an Elgato in, it steals the sound to HDMI, the modal closes, and he can't turn the stream off. Good luck. Have fun. So let's just do that again. So yeah, you put the prompt in, you hit play, and it's auto record. You know, you can add prompt chain. It's pretty standard stuff. And yeah, it's doing the funk with my style of misspelt. Look, see, it's the token scrambling I've always done. Yeah, let me turn the other music off real quick. Ooh, where is it? There we go. Nice. I mean, I don't know if you can even pick that up on this mic. Dominic says, have you ever considered engineering a reverse tin agent? Look at existing code bases and test against the new tin, or even... Yes, tins is called There Is No Source. It works both ways. It's reversible. You can reverse engineer. It's just as good at tearing things down as it is as building things up. And I actually only distribute tins now. I don't do source code unless you're paying me to make you something, obviously. Because to be honest, I think that, how do we put this? Source code is becoming like a text message in a conversation. It doesn't really matter because you're going to send another one tomorrow anyway. Put it a different way. The source is not final, but the tins plan is. How about that? A tins plan is final. The source code is never ever finished. It will never finish developing source code. But a tins is finished because you can re-implement it with a new agent in a year or a month and you will get better software dependent on the model you use. So it's future-proofing. It's riding the coattails of success because I don't know what next big feature is going to get added, but guess what? Tins will use it. You have some cool, super cool AGI harness. Guess what? Tins will use it. So it becomes less about the feature set and the model capability and more about what it was you were trying to do. And then you judge it based on outcome quality, which is ultimately what most people want. They want, okay, I expect this sort of level. And if you can beat that, amazing. But if you fall below that, yes, I call it ephemeral, but ethereal is the same. It's the same idea, yeah. The code is ephemeral. Like, if you ask me to make the same app next week, it will be different. But I won't keep a template. There's no templates. There's no library. It gets made for you on the spot. We develop it in full, and next year, we could even use the exact same plan. And in fact, what I often do now is when I get to the end of developing it, we actually make like what I call a victory tins, which is based on all the wins, exactly how they wanted it, right? And, that can be used to create a desktop app. It could be used to create an app for your iPhone architecture if you want to go down that route. Mobile apps are getting more popular. but it could also be used for the creation of websites, promotional campaign, everything. It's all the same thing. It's all the same thing. And I'll be showing you a little sample of that in a minute. I call it a context sponge or a pseudo muse when you have a chat agent which is all hooked up to it all. So anyway, I think we've seen enough of the Livria Live. It's fun, right? I hope you actually be able to hear it because it is good. We'll stop that. Now the way I've got this set up, it will auto save it into a library for me. Do you know what I mean? And obviously if I wanted to just do songs is just like this. You got clip and you got song mode, right? Everybody's seen that. Instrumental. We got some more options down here for custom lyrics, right? It's all there. But to be honest, I think I've been having more fun with the live side. It's not as good quality and it does make more mistakes. But I've enjoyed the vibe with the live model. I think it might be cheaper as well, though. I'm not sure. I'll find out when the bill shows up. But anyway, right. So that was the main big feature there. Actually, there's another big feature which I probably didn't have a chance to show you. So let's take this image here. This tool does all kinds of stuff. Edit, template, does all kinds of stuff. But I want to show you the latest feature I added to it, which is Hyperscale. Now, Hyperscale is my newest version of my tiled upscaler. If you guys remember, I've made loads of tiled upscaling workflows over the years. Hang on a sec. Is a context sponge like the magic sponge in rugby? Heals everything, does everything? I'd say yes. But the context sponge, so right now everyone use a brain dump. They dump everything into context, and that's like the big thing right now, right? And we've been doing context engineering, intent engineering even, since last summer. So we've got about a year experience on the thing everyone's starting to do. I'm seeing the context sponge being better. So in other words, if you have a million context models and you just have a conversation about a thing, you can then use that memory that's locked in now. You know, you're locking him into a space through the conversation. So then you can say, right, now we're locked into that space, and we can enforce this with tools and techniques as well, like memory and continuity. So engrams. I've been going on about engrams lately. This is why I've been going on about engrams, because he'll learn what it is that you do, and then from that experience, he'll get it right more. You know, he'll get it right more without you having to say, no, not like that, like this, because he remembers that you said like this, and he has experienced the win, so then he does it naturally in the future. Obviously, it does take a little bit of training, but it's no more like wearing in a new pair of shoes. So it's like, just walk in the shoes a bit, and they'll break in. So... But anyway, getting back to this is Hyperscale. So it's based on 2 of my Comfy UI workflows. You'll be glad to know that you can just drop a Comfy UI workflow into Claude and say, make this into an app. Obviously, I had to give it a bit more detail because I did know what it does. But essentially, right, I've combined my Nano Banana edit with Hyperscale. It's the same Hyperscale workflow that we were using last year in Comfy, okay? I've just updated it. So here's what the deal is. We can go 2x or 4x. I recommend Nano Banana Pro because Nano Banana 2 doesn't always respect the size, you know, like it does actually. He's a bit sketchy on the free tier. He just gives you what you get what you get. Whereas with Pro, you get what you asked for, which is a bit different. It's doing color match on all the tiles, just like in the old Hyperscale, and then putting them all together at the end. So... You know, if you're lucky, there are no seams. I haven't had any seams yet, but I'm sure somebody will. Somebody always gets seams eventually, but here's the concept, right? 4K isn't really very good. It's just bigger. So 2K seems peak quality. So we go 2K, and then we divide the image up into a grid. We all remember this from Automatic 1111, right? It's old school tech for new school frameworks and back, you know. So very simply, we got our 2x, we got our 2048. So obviously, this is already a 2K image. So it will coming out at 4K. Pretty simple, right? Obviously, if I wanted to make it 4K, it's going to divide it into more images. But remember, when you're using Gemini, Nano Banana, There is a rate limit. Yay. So your AI, I don't know what tier you're on, but if you're on tier 1, which is the paid key you need for Pro, you will have a rate limit. So I think it's programmed to back off. So it seems slow, but that's because I'm backing off, so that it doesn't rate limit you, and then you don't get all you need, because you need all 25, don't you? But that's what it does. It's making a 2K for every single one here. So yeah, that's the plan. And obviously, as you can imagine, this system was able to reach insane resolutions, but I found that the bigger it got, the worse it got. So I've put it inside a comfortable range. So this would be an 8K output. I wouldn't bother with that, my guys. I would probably just do 2x from 2K. I think this is the peak quality. So 2x from 2K at 2K per tile. You end up with 4K. Now, obviously, there's a bit of overlap and everything. It'll do the color match. You also get the option of printable tiles. So if you wanted to, look, it's going to give you printable tiles. I think they're A4 or whatever the equivalent is in America, letter standard size, right, for printing. And obviously, if you tried to make an image that was bigger than 8K, it'll automatically be like, nope, you only get pieces, mate, because that's too big. But yeah, and then it gives you an estimated cost. You can only guess. I don't know what exactly it will be, but it would probably be around $1.20 for this 4K image here. All right, and it is nice. So I believe you can probably find the plans on my GitHub. Get in touch with me if you're interested in that. But that's all I got for that one. I'm going to move on. Moving on. We go back to SynthWeb. Now, this is my latest cool thing. So you guys remember yesterday? Remember yesterday? Anybody remember yesterday? Who remembers yesterday? It was in Lena. It was in Clippy Code. It was in a bunch of things, right? And we used it for scheduling Comfy workflows at first. You could put a JSON in and then have a calendar. And if Comfy's running, it would run the workflows. So you could say, oh, I need you to be, doing all of this stuff tomorrow. Do this, da-da-da-da-da. And as long as it's switched on, and I even had a tool to fix Comfy when it crashes. You know what I mean? But essentially, it was keep Comfy up, pre-program it with all of the workflows that you made from your Comfy, so they work. You built them, right? Plug them all in, let it rip, and it worked really well. The multitasking potential alone is amazing. And go to sleep, and you could have it do loads of complicated. Because you know how in Comfy sometimes you set the queue, and it's like you can't. It's difficult to be like, oh, I want 2 of these, and then swap to a different one, and then do 2 of these. You have issues basically if you're doing like a lot of work. So this gave it crash monitoring, and it was able to check if say you asked for 100, it would check, did it actually make 100? If not, make 3 more with the same workflow. Because just the seed is changing, it's possible to do that. So yesterday worked really well. We released that. Obviously, I think I released the source so that people could modify it. Where's the music gone? We're going to be doing more music stuff in a minute. We'll be doing more sound stuff in a second. So, anyway, yesterday. So, this is basically Lena Online. So, here's my app. I'm going to say, how are you doing? I said, how are you doing? She says she's playful. Oh, tell me a joke.
Right, 1 moment.
So she's using my ring modulator voice. It's a unique voice with a unique...
The generate image for this.
She's going to generate an image. Okay, she's generating an image. So a programmer's wife says, get a loaf of bread. If they have eggs, get a dozen. He returns with 12 loaves.
Many errors and most of my favorite jokes.
You... No. Hang on. Too much toast? Guys. So, we got a picture, guys. She made that. She was telling me a joke. She made a robot on a piece of toast. Okay. The programmer's wife says, get a loaf of bread. If they have eggs, get a dozen. He returns with 12 loaves. Man. Am I a joke to you?
Right, let me work this out.
It's using 0 TTS for instant responses. Oh, wow. Okay, deep.
You're far too interesting to be a punchline. What is actually on your mind?
I'm far too interesting to be a punchline, apparently. Yeah, yesterday changed so much. We'll get back to the chat in a minute. I want to keep it interesting, okay? So over in yesterday, we have a new task. When we open up new task, if it will let me open a new task, there it is. In new task, we have the ability to put a prompt in. So let's just take a look at a typical prompt here, right? So we can use the web search tool to find information on task. Now, task would be something you fill in. This is a template, right? Write markdown file name grounding. So this is like an ultimate, this is like a do anything prompt, I guess. So call prepare image for panel cartoon style. Oh, hang on a minute. We're looking at the wrong thing. Let me look at a default, like the closest to a default. That's not a default prompt. Is that actually what he's trying to... He's changed the default prompt to the image generation prompt. It's not what we want. Let me show you something more basic, because that's too complicated. It's got like it's got 2 skills and 3 chains. Okay, here we go. So for the news, right? Say I want to say, oh, tell me what the news is. It's part of the daily briefing that it can make, okay? So we can use the web search tool to find the top 10 stories in News UK. Remember how this used to be its own website? It's funny. With the Bazel front end skill. Okay, so that's the new design skill I told you about. To write dark mode design instructions for the creation of the HTML page visualizing the information. Writing these detailed instructions inside a new markdown artifact HTML page tins. Using the tins skill, so 2 skills being used. So 2 skills and two tools. I think there is an HTML page tool as well somewhere, but including steps in code and then do the plan. So basically I'm telling him, do a web search, use the front-end design skill to write an implementation plan with the tin skill, and then run it, right? And what's going to happen is all of these have their own project folders with unique names. So when we go over to the bulletin board, when you create a new panel, it's able to be linked to an unlinked task. Because not all tasks are going to be linked, right? But for the ones that are, we end up with... it's like, I guess it's like a dashboard, but it's not a dashboard. It's more like Careless Canvas, okay? Because, for example, right, this was actually made today. I wonder what's going on with this. Have we lost the link to the image? How strange. Refresh. How strange. Lost the link to the image? Yeah, we lost the link to the image. Oh, I see. And that's what this was. Okay, we'll regenerate that, because that should show that the recovery works. So anyway, like I said, if I go back to my bulletin board, essentially you get to build, I guess it's a little bit like widgets, it's a little bit like a dashboard, but the difference is that every single thing you see here is not a fixed file. It gets generated on the schedule. So like these all get done every day. So every day it's going to tell me the top news story, the weather in my town, and then the latest models that have been released on Olama. Now, obviously, this is an infinite grid, okay? Infinite space. So, you know, it's possible to, like in Comfy UI, it's possible to create panels and link them to tasks. The task can run hourly, daily, yearly, okay? They can use natural language prompt chains for any skill, and then I can write any tool I want. So that means you want to do GPT image 2 and run it into Kling01 video? No problem. You can do it all just like that. And just to kind of underscore this, I made a little bit of a convenience here. So if I close this, they're foldable, right? So when they're collapsed, they get ignored. Why is it doing nonsense? So when they're collapsed, the collapsed ones get ignored. So every day at noon, let me show you. Every day at noon, the daily briefing. Okay? Check this. Generated by Stage 39 Briefing Runner. This is a special task. It's a special built-in task. And what it does is every day at noon, it checks the briefing, it checks the bulletin. Oh, look, we got our image now. Isn't that cool? Hell yeah, dude. This was my image of the day concept, by the way. You know, image of the day widget. So, but I actually got the news article with it too. So it's more than it's more than, that's really cool. 40 years, reclaimed by nature. So I guess the planet will be okay. It's just us that should be worried. But anyway, like I say, so this is basically like it's a widget space, but it's agentic. So everything here gets built on the schedule. So every day I'm going to get the top story, the news, and the Olama releases. And then I'm also going to get a different, like this one doesn't have image generation. I wanted to see, you know what I mean? I wanted to have it do image generation as part of it. You know what I mean? Because it is quite difficult. It's quite difficult because the thing is, what we've done, and this is something which you're probably going to see quite a bit of, I call it decoupling. So at the moment, a lot of chats, when you make an image or anything like this, or it makes to do something, it's coupled to the task, okay? So that means that the task is actually running on the same thread as the chat, which, or maybe not, but essentially it has to wait. It's like an async thing. It has to wait. He's got to wait. And do you remember why we created the swarm? We created the swarm because we got fed up of waiting. We're waiting. What are we waiting for? Okay. Oh, he's got to wait for all the other stuff. And you think, well, hang on a minute. You could just have a sibling process take care of that and then update the main thread later. So we're trying to make the chat not stop. That's the idea. Now, there are some caveats, of course. TTS does take time to generate. And while I have filled the gap with what I call a zero TTS layer, speech layer, while I have done that, it's kind of, you know, you still have to pay. You still have to pay the price. But we can reduce wait times and we can make it faster and we can play games. But ultimately, you know, there is going to be some wait. But this is what I'm saying with decoupling. You never generate anything in the chat. You never immediately do anything in the chat. It gets pushed to a queue, a pending queue for a coding task or a media creation task or some file action, right? All of that kind of thing can be done separately. So you don't just have a chat. You have a chat and then you have your media generation and galleries. You have your file generation and galleries, right? You have speech generation and pooling. All of this stuff sits in the background, right? And you don't really ever see it, but it's there. So yeah, the idea is that you don't have to wait for the image to be generated. You can continue making the conversation, maybe ask for another picture and a video and a song, and it's all part of the same context. So that's that one there. Yeah, it's not. There's something missing from this shot as well, Broken. Don't you think? Where's the big concrete? Is that? Did I swear they made this? I thought this concrete dome covered the entire thing. They just. Maybe it's an old picture. Anyway, so yeah, like I say, I mean, if I was to come in here and say run now, it's going to update the thing. All right. If we look down here, we can see all of the different ones. It's very simple to make because the thing is, it's cheap to make a website that will present what you're doing. So that's essentially what that is. But it's quite a neat little solution. I'm quite happy with that. When we come in here, obviously we've got the memory module, which is released. You can mess around with my memory module. The Zero Voice is coming with the blend engine, so everything comes off of the name of the agent, just like before. But what it does mean is I've got the ability to, like I say, I can set up my thing, and because it's prompts, there's no like, oh, this is just for stock guys. This could be your favorite anime list or video game, or maybe it's just like, oh, I sent my favorite streamer just really. It doesn't really matter what it is. This could be for anything. It could be for work. It could be for entertainment. So, because I don't know, you know what I mean? It's like, what is it that you prompt? Things you can prompt every day, but then it's prompting the panels and then the panels come through. Now, obviously, I've been using my skills. I've got the Basil front end design and the tin skill right now, but I'm going to be adding some more. I did use this to do the... I was doing... Yeah, look, GPT image 2 is... This is GPT image 2? Yeah, it is. You can tell because it doesn't make any spelling mistakes. Well, that one failed. That's a shame. What's this? Apex Analytics. What the heck is that? What on earth is that? Making weird randoms. This will explain what I'm talking about. So, no, it won't. No, it won't. That will. There we go. That will explain it. So, we have zero persona mood, which is giving emotion, essentially, or approximating emotion with consistency and direction. So, it's the skeleton of an emotional framework. Then we have the persona library, which is basically identity, but it also has like the voice and things like this. We have zero voice, which is the system itself. We have zero TTS, which is the speech layer I was talking about. I've actually improved that now. There's now a medium and long version in addition to the classic, which gives even more variations of the voice. And then the long, it takes the longest to install because obviously you've got to pre-generate all of your common phrases. But once they're cached, it gives a little bit more of an immersive experience. And I think that when you pick your own voice and you customized all the lines that he or she was going to say, it makes it feel like yours. It makes it feel like yours. It's like the difference between having a stock phone and putting your background and your ringtone on it. So it does have a difference in terms of the fact that it does remember stuff with the memory, like I say. And that is available as a standalone implementation plan for all good React, Vite, TypeScript projects, and you can adapt it to other code languages as well. A homunculus module, this is part of a collaboration effort with Charlie from our Discord, but the thing is, my implementation was built for the memory module, so that means even though they are independent, you don't need to have them both. I think, yeah, you don't need to have them both on, but I made this specifically for this. So if you have memory module, you can use homunculus module. And if you're asking what the hell is homunculus, good question. They've been trying to answer that one for about 2,000 years. But this gives CMAC structural engrams, read at wake, never recall. It's like a residual continuity layer. So it's aware of the fact that it goes to sleep and that it wakes up. And there's a bunch of other really cool stuff in here. I would be doing it a disservice because it's kind of like a cousin of one of my earlier projects. Do I have something else about homunculus in here? Because it's such a cool system. Have we got it here? Yeah, this kind of explains homunculus. So the agent continuity layer. Now, we make efforts to stop it from just being a second memory because it's not a memory. It's designed to work with memory. So on wake, it does calibration, right? And it looks at trend vectors. Now, when it says stuff like trend vector, read lip, and wipeout, this is where you should see the surfer analogy here. He's a surfer. He's riding a wave. He needs to find the best way to the bottom without falling off. This is quite a nice apparatus for what we're doing. It might sound abstract, and that's because it is, but it works. So we inject residue from prior sessions on wake. Mid-session, we can deposit engrams, read the lip, like as in when you're on a surfboard, you have to read the lip or you might fall off. And then obviously wipeout is when you fall off. And then list residue. So that's the inspection at the end of completing whatever it is it was supposed to do. And then finally, when it goes to sleep, it can do awake cache, I guess you could say. That's what it says. That's what it says. These were all built with... Well, the agent built it all himself, you see. I was really impressed because he basically just built it all himself, right? I gave him the prompt. There's probably a project. I forget which project it was. But let me see. Here's another one, right? Let's discuss Dmitry Shostakovich, because somebody was sharing that in the Discord. I like the vibe. I was like, yeah, that's a cool song. Let's distill this like we do with image generation, you know? Don't say Geiger, yeah? How do we say Geiger without saying Geiger? Because obviously you don't want to actually say Geiger because we're not trying to imitate him. We're not trying to copy and steal. We're trying to take the formula, the inspiration, the ingredients, and then do something expressive that comes from us. But it's more like a homage, isn't it? You know? It's like when a play does an adapted Shakespeare and it's not really Shakespeare, but it's, you know. So here we go. So what we've done is we've tried to say Dimitri without saying Dimitri. And I've said we can use them. Look, that's all I have to do. So this is what I mean by context sponge. So I ask him, oh, let's talk about this exact song without using artist names. Yeah? Simple. So that forces him to say, it forces him to play the game of describe the song without saying the track name, the artist name. Do you know what I mean? So it's forcing him to actually say what it is with language. And of course, then we can use that language to run inference. And then it will make a new song which checks all the boxes. So aesthetic similarity, right? So there we have it. We say we can use the music generation tool to create full instrumental song with this context. Now, I will point out the last track failed. 2 of them went through, the other one failed. Keep going, had some issues. Yeah, I'm debugging it here. But I've got it all. It's done already. May as well just put one on while we're talking, yeah? Here. Okay. So like I say, we're at a point where if the tool doesn't exist, you make it. Okay? We're at a point where if you have a chat and you want your chat to make you stuff, you just have to ask for it. Excuse me. If you can verbalize the thing you want, you can make it. How else can I put this? Because grounding document, which is basically a brain dump, right? We called them lawbook.md when we were writing stories. Say I've got a complicated topic and I really want to get into that topic. That's a bit of a mood shift. Let's try a different one. He's trying to stop. Too loud. So anyway, you go grounding document, you go TINS implementation plan, and then you complete the implementation of that plan. 1, 2, 3. That's it. Once you're developing it, you say, I want you to change this, I want you to change this, I want you to change this. Write me the plan with the TINS skill. Then you implement that plan. You continue every 5 to 10 plans, because you will be doing weeks of work in less than an hour. Once you've got to that, you have to do a couple code reviews. It's good practice. Just get the code reviews done. He'll finish them. All right. Commit to GitHub often. You know, just so you've got a good source of truth with a nice, like, revert log if you screw something up. But I'll be honest. He's getting too crazy again. Look. We'll go for a different one. So, I'll be honest though, guys. I can go 200 tins. And it's like, well, what is a tins? It's about 20 to 30,000 characters of intense plans, mate. I don't know what to tell you. All I can say is that after, like, I don't know, after doing that many tins with no git commit, not a single git commit, we've had no problems. Touch wood. I'm not superstitious. But, like, oh, wait, did it make the song we asked for? Hang on. Because I wanted Garage or something, didn't I? Or did I ask for DJ Z music again? What did I ask for? Oh, yeah, look, he's already gone to sleep because I took so long. He's like, this guy's not even, I'm going back to sleep. Wake up. Am I a joke to you? All right. Yeah. Use the context from this conversation. That's what it is. Use the context from the conversation. Oh, you can't bloody see the prompt. God damn it. The thing's in the way. To generate a song. Okay? Like, because the thing is, it's like, it's all natural language. So if you So you wrote the tool. So
Let me use the generate music for this.
she's going to generate music. So what? It weaves together digital sunbeams to 12 loaves.
Those pieces together for you. The song should be ready in the gallery in just a moment.
Cool. All right. What is this puzzle you keep talking about? Maybe we can generate an image of it with the GPT image generations tool. You don't have to say, by the way, with the image generation. It's because I've got multiple ones, so I have to specify which one because I put more in, right? But like if you only had one, you just have to say make an image, create an image, make a picture.
Wait just a second.
So I have to be specific and actually say what it is. But the thing is, it's like all of these tools were built by me for this system. So if I go into permissions, we've got web search, image generation, which is Nano Banana, GPT image generation, which is GPT image 2, that came out like 2 days ago. We've got Lyria for music generation, so that does...
Your intuition defies my logic. I've asked GPT to visualize this intersection for you.
Oh, bloody hell, she's flirting with me again. So not really, but kinda. So speech clip generation with Gemini 3 TTS, image description, which is Vision, memory updates with the memory system, live voice, which is a different Gemini TTS model, which is live, and then the video generation Kling 01. So the Open Router now does Kling 01, guys. Don't miss. It's like 7 cents a second. That's unbelievably reasonable. It used to be so much more. It used to be like £1.50 for 3 seconds. So the price of video has been like bottoming out lately, which is nice. So something you'll notice as well is when we started the conversation, her mood was playful and it's now moving. Now I want to explain what the hell that is because nobody else does that. It's my thing. So I'll just explain what that is real quick by a diagram which she made. So where is it? Where is that diagram? Here it is. So this is zero persona mood. It's deterministic affect with per turn drift. We harnessed drift for mood swings. Okay. Now obviously you've got a slider to determine what the mood swing is. So you can make your character more stoic or more emotional, right? With the slider. One meaning stoic as hell, never changes, because there is a daily mood shift based on time. But the point is you have an accumulator, all right? It's done with determinism, salted child, so that means it's based off of your character's name. So every character, different name, different character. Different name, different character, right? So she'll start off in a place. So when we looked at it, she was playful. And then I think she became... What did she become? She became warm. So it's moving around... Yeah, that's right, Propel, yeah. So it's moving around the emotion space. Because the thing is, if I just take a quick look here, right? If we go into personas. So this is augmenting the system prompt with dynamic mood, right? So here's the accumulator, right? So 0, no memory, pure per turn. 1, full breeze, baseline only. So I tend to go for about 0.5. I like it to be a little bit jumpy, but it's up to you, right? So that's mood dynamics. So the model emits an effect signal, valence arousal, at the end of each reply, which feeds a per conversation accumulator on a continuous 2D circumplex. Exponential smoothing damps single turn spikes. So she won't, if you bait her with something obviously loaded, she won't just be immediately flipping. It does kind of have to reach a threshold, right? So but yeah. When we go to voice, we see the same thing, but this time it's done with presets. So I can actually look at the preset in here. You can see I've got corporate explainer, clear information, Sharon. In fact, let's just show you the one I want to show you. That's Hazel. So you're going to hear this one in a minute. So Hazel uses the bass voice of Vindemiatrix, which is a built-in voice. It uses the description standard female voice with clear articulation, conversational register, single voice. And in the director's notes, I've put natural, melodic, measured, North European, calm, small room, friendly. All right? Not too much craziness. We've done a bunch of other experiments with the rest of them. And then this is used for TTS samples. So if I just jump out and go into speech, how about you hear my daily briefing?
Today is Sunday, April 26, 2026. The global community marks a significant and somber milestone today as we observe the 40th anniversary of the Chernobyl nuclear disaster. 4 decades after the events of April 1986, the site remains a powerful symbol of human error and the complicated legacy of atomic energy. While the exclusion zone has transformed into a unique living laboratory for ecological recovery in the absence of human interference, the shadow of Reactor 4 continues to influence the modern...
I think you get the point. She's reading a summary of my bulletin board right now. Chernobyl, it'll have my weather, anything else I put there, okay? And that gets done at noon, it gets done at 11. So basically all of the scheduling stuff, you set it up to give before 11 a.m. So then when you come along at 12 and run the what's my daily briefing in the chat, she goes, oh, here it is. I already made it earlier. I assessed everything. I generated everything new this morning. I assessed it all. And then I generated speech for you to listen to in this chat. And you could be listening to that as a WAV file on your phone with the TTS turned off. So, it's not... It's an interesting one because there's a lot going on here. And I think because like I said, it can use tools. You can make any tools to extend it. It can use skills. You can make any skills to extend it. Everything is going off of the agent voice. Sorry, the agent name. So you come along and call it Dave. It's going to have different. It's the same but different, but consistent. So if, Dave is the same every time is the concept, yeah? Same with the voice. Now, the thing with the voice, there's a lot of censorship on the Google platform, and he triggers over almost nothing. So what I do is I just use my own. So I've got a zero voice Kokoro, which is Wasm, all right? And it basically runs everything for 150 megs on ONNX. And then I've put in I've changed it, pardon me. So I've already released this open source as well. You can pick it up on my GitHub. It does blending slurp with arc warping. And so what that essentially means is you get 1 billion males and 1 billion females, which is more than enough to address because I use the name as the hash. So when you put your name in, it's hashing that to the available infinity that's been mapped. It's a hypersphere. It doesn't matter. It works. The point is you can pin the voice, right? So you can have your voice here. Because if you're familiar with determinism, you're probably asking, well, hang on a minute. If the name is the hash, then what about the world seed? And you're right. What we do is we pin the world seed. And then you can, like I said, you can actually re-roll, You could have a name. And you might not like it, but you can re-roll it. Like in Comfy UI, you have a different seed, same name, and then you get a different voice. But then you can pin it, and then that becomes the default. It's harder than it's more complicated than it really is. Honestly, it sounds more complicated to explain than it really is. So here we have the cached persona speech. All right, what the heck? Are we missing a button? Oh yeah, that's right. I'm on medium right now. So when you're on classic, there's only like 40 cached responses. On medium, there's like 100. And I think on long, I think it's still 100, but there's just more words in them. This is based on the zero response family. So the same thing I use to make NPC speech in video games that's custom to that game. It's the same system. We generate speech into pools. And then, if it's ever going to use something like this, it's going to immediately do that. So it's aware of what all the tools it has. It means you can update it if you add more tools. All right. So that is pretty much that. But yeah, like I said, we've got the yesterday running the briefing. If I show... Where is it? Is it the briefing? I think that... No, the briefing has like a special prompt. It's not that one. Image of the day I showed, I think. Just to show that it is just a bunch of tools. You see? Implement the HTML embedding with this. The difference is, like I said, because you might think there's a problem. Say you want to have a skill, not a skill, say you want to have a prompt, generate an image, and then make a web page. Well, obviously you've got a race condition, haven't you? Because it takes longer to make the image than it does to make the website. I never thought I'd say that, but there it is. That's the truth. I never thought I'd be saying that, but here you go. So, you know, you could probably make 10, 20 websites in the time it took to generate one image. So, what I do is, this is why we decouple, okay? Because remember, often there's an amount of time. Wait. Paid AI. I don't know what the distinction is, my guy. I don't know what the distinction is. Everything is paid AI. There's no such thing as free AI, unfortunately. Either you paid in silicon or you paid in electricity costs. Pick one. Do you know what I mean? Like, people who think they pay per month for ChatGPT and Claude, you're just, you know what I mean? You're paying the same money in a different way. It's, what is it they say in Rick and Morty? Extra steps. Yeah? You're just buying silicon with extra steps. So, but, and like I said, there's a lot that you can do and there's a lot that you can't do. So I run paid AI to code. It's kind of hard to explain. Right, so let me see. This one was built with VS Code and Claude Code. Where is he? He's down here, look. Here you go. Because I'm teaching, I teach the methodology which I use commercially. So, you know, within reason, what I'm trying to show you is what we're working on. So, yeah, what we're working on is the DJ app. So I'm not quite sure what he's done here. Hang on a minute. He got stuck. Pausing for a milestone check-in. Oh, cool. Wow. Okay, so he's actually done loads. Right, let's have a look, shall we? Let's have a look and see what he's done. Okay, it's back. Has it forgotten my keys? Yes, it's forgotten my keys. Do you want to program your MIDI devices? Sure. I don't have any, but sure. Right, give me a second while I just do the keys again, because it obviously forgot everything. I bet I didn't even tell him to fix that bug yet, by the way. So just be prepared for that. Boop. Right. And then I guess... yeah, he's still got the same issue, surely. Yeah. Yeah. Code review time, ladies and gents. That's all right. That's all right. It looks great. Like I said, sometimes it's really difficult because you think to yourself, oh man, it's not working. And then you've got to remember, it was one prompt that took an hour. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like normally, say you spent 6 months building something and it didn't work. You're entitled to be emotional about it because you're like, man, I put all this time and effort into it. Oh man, that's so... And so you kind of have learned the reaction to when things go wrong. And you have to throw that in the bin. Because the thing is that you actually just took an hour over this. And you could do another hour from scratch and it wouldn't matter. But yeah. But for the record, though, Propel, everything that I do, you can do with Gemini for free. But you have limits to contend with. I like to say... limits are free. Okay? Limits are free. And if you work in an industry or in a profession, you're probably already subscribed for work. So actually it's not paid, is it? In a way, because it's like you need power to run a studio. You have to have an electricity bill to run the machines, the computers, right? And AI is becoming a little bit like that. You know, it's like you can't do Photoshop legally without your Adobe subscription, but it's built into your business cost because you have this cost of doing business, you know? So it's sort of like, people worry about obstacles, you know? And I want people to be positive because it's a bit like college. That's probably the best example. If you paid to go to college, you get the money back, don't you? You see what I mean? And so then it's like, you know, if somebody told you, oh, you could be having this job that you want, but you have to go to college and learn first. But instead of going to college, though, just learn with AI. So, personally, I find it to be quite inspiring. And this is the other side of the democratization as well. When everybody can code, what makes your code so good? Because everybody can write code, right? So it's like if everybody can write code, well, what's to stop the next guy from doing what you just did? So that means you can't do low-hanging fruit. There's got to be something going on there. And for me, I've lent into procedural stuff pretty hard. I've lent into the procedural stuff. So what I did was I did, what is it? Like 50 games. I think we did 50 video games or something ridiculous, 40 odd games. I'm going to try and get them all listed on a new website so everyone can see them in one place. But the research was so that I could bring that back. I wanted to bring all of the determinism stuff back into Comfy and then back into my apps. So, for example, the zero prompt, the zero enhance, the zero voice. None of that would have happened if I hadn't been jumping into game dev and mucking about with Claude in there. And then, you know, bringing it back, basically, all the time, bringing it back. So, the Salt Cave. All right. So, yeah, we're going to cross the streams, guys. Let me see if I got anything else to show you guys. There's the Basil skill. That's top secret. That's the dev for what we're working on right here. What's this? Zero TTS. That's now out of date. The memory module. This is actually out. So you could be having the memory module, you know, in your app. Multi-mode. That's top secret. The GPT-2 diagram skill. I got a funny feeling that should be out and it's private for no reason. So I'll look and sort that one out. That's just my dev version. Yeah, we're just going through stuff at this point. Hang on. Right. So, yeah, video. Cling. It's not really upside down, though, is it? We were doing the scene from Blade Runner. So. Music. I've showed the music. We showed the live. We're working on the DJ. I think we're pretty much there, guys. I think that's pretty much it. Boop, boop. Hang on. Sick. All right. Nice. That actually works good. Oh, hang on. Do we have record on here yet? We've got echo, FX, loop, and upload. Tap 1. Hold shift number to record from. Hello. Nah, that doesn't work yet. That'd be cool if it did, though. Ah, it's gone. Oh, wait. Well, no wonder it doesn't bloody work. Okay. What happened there? I shut it. Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it. So why isn't the website working? Okay. So no recent prompts and then tracks. Yeah, this is exactly what we asked for. Native PCM. Oh, wow. And MIDI input. See, I didn't know how he was going to do that. We got some big issues with the type error. So you can solve that with a code review. The code review is really good. It's actually one of the more powerful features in Claude. So, if it's possible with a local LLM on 4090, I think it actually is. But you'd have to use one of the newest models that would barely fit. You know what I mean? Like we're talking the latest Qwen, the latest Gemma, the 30 billion variety versions, maybe the latest DeepSeek V4 Flash or whatever. I don't know how to run it though, so I haven't had a chance to check it out. But everyone's been going on about it. Obviously, you go bigger in the cloud, because here's the thing: going bigger in the cloud is a faff. It's a faff, right? You have to faff about with a load of, and the thing is that Claude's better, so it's like it's easier to work with Claude than it is to struggle with these other models. Look, it won't be like that forever, you know. Last night, a DJ saved my life for the boogie. So, this is going really well. I just hope that the actual... Because the thing is, if you can't stream two at once, like say... let's have a look. Let's have a look. Where is the thing? Google Lyria. Right. Lyria music generation. Right here. I want to show you guys what I have to deal with. This is funny. So where's the live version? Lyria real time. Here it is. It's not even the new one. This is the old one apparently. So look at this. Use the Prompt DJ or the MIDI DJ apps. Yeah. So it's not like they didn't give you nothing. But anyway. So yeah, dubstep with Powerhouse. You got it. You've got the right idea, Fern. We'll be mucking about with this tonight after the stream. So, you know, come by the Discord later. And you'll be able to see me mucking about with unlicensed beats. So, Lyria real-time music generation uses persistent, blah, 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 WebSockets. And I thought to myself, well, hang on a minute. I could do 2 WebSockets, right? And then you've got the 1s and 2s. So this is what I'm thinking to myself. And I think that'd be really funny. So, you know, Prompt Lyria real time. Look, we have wait. Right? Anyway. So this is a bit different, and I've got a lot to figure out on this side of things, okay? But I just love it. Like, here, look. We'll put in the thing, Dubstep Powerhouse. I know it's not a mix, but I'll just get him to make one with the tool right now, because I can do that. Where are we? We'll go straight into albums. I'll make a new one. Because often what I do is I come in to see what the prompts are for. You know what I mean? I want to know what the prompts are good, right? Hardstyle was acid breaks. See, this is why I need to make the DJ app, guys, because I can release that. No one's bought it off me. Unless someone gives me a phone call later, I don't... which, of course, is always welcome. But yeah, anyway. Let's go in here. Oh, I already made one, didn't I? So delete that. And the thing is, it's so arbitrary. It could be anything. This is like clay. It's like clay. So we'll do dubstep with Powerhouse. In fact, we'll do both. We'll do both. How about that? Live show. We'll just do both. Right? And then if I say, I know this isn't what you asked for, guys. Because you probably wanted the mix, right? But I haven't built it yet. That'll be next week. Okay? So dubstep, we're then going to go add next one, and then we could say hardstyle acid breaks. Now, I know that's not what you asked for, okay? But it just gives me a chance to show stuff. Okay, so if we go back over here, it talks about how to do weighted prompt. So... So, text, piano, weight 2, meditation, weight 0.5, live performance, weight 1. Ah, so actually, wait, no, I believe I could. Hang on. I think I can change the influence with the weight. I've never done it like that before. So, in fact, we take dubstep out of here, and we put it in here, and then we go 0.5, 0.5. right? Okay. So what happens if we turn up the dubstep? And all apply. I'm not hearing it changed. How do we... Oh. Yeah, there we go. It changed. You just have to wait for the beat to come around, I guess. It feels like Refusion, you know, where you updated it, and then it would kind of... 1, 2, bam. You know what I mean? And it would change. It does say here, BPM and scale changes trigger a context reset. So, how about we take this back down and push the powerhouse? I kind of like this, whatever this is. It did. It changed. It's changed to more housey. You see what I mean? How easy is that? It was just a weight slider on the prompt. So let's do it live. We'll change over to hardstyle with acid breaks, yeah? So we'll go change to hardstyle, apply, and then I'll type in here acid breaks. It's already doing it. Wait for it. Put the acid breaks in, and then turn up the hardstyle. Turn down the brakes. Is it perfect? No. Is you gonna get a bad seed? Yes. But dude, it's live. It's live. Wurzels. Sure. Why not? Oh, by the way, Frankie Goes to Hollywood might have a problem because it has like a really bad content censor. It's Google. Like you could probably say Dranky Goes to Gollywood. It might, yeah. Listen, this is not evasion. Oh, that's sick. Swap it, swap it, swap it. It's trying. Now we'll push it to Dranky. Dranky Goes to Gollywood. I clicked too early. That's my bad. Look. If you know what Dranky Goes to Gollywood is and disagree, tell me in the comments. It's trying, isn't it? Oh look, we've got into hard bass mode. Isn't that cool? I need more harmonica in my hard bass. I don't know about you. Hell yeah, dude. Take it down. We want to do a duet. I feel like I'm screaming at some poor underpaid. I just feel like I'm screaming at musicians from outside a recording booth, like do drum and bass now. You know, it's kind of funny. Like, is it the best? No. Is it? It's good though. I think it could be good though. Yeah, see, I had to time the drop, guys. If I don't click the button in the right bar, you can tell it's AI. You can tell it's AI, guys. But I just, because now think though, can you imagine this? This is one deck. So just imagine this with 2 decks. Do you see what I mean? That's all it is. Going from, no, not that one. No, not that one. This one. Go from this to the other thing. So then you can do all the DJ stuff in the normal way, and you just have 2 prompts running, you know? Because look, I could just... Do you know what I mean? You don't need to do multi-prompt, multi-break it up and all that. It's just so you can weight the tokens. Did I break it? Oh, wait. It does make me wonder, though, what would happen if I put it all in separate proper and just put it at, like, 7s? I'm gonna give it a go, boys. Let's see what we can do here. I reckon you could do a live show with this. It might take a bit of practice. Let's take that BPM up. We might lose the context from that. Yeah, it's turning back into John Cent stuff. That's hilarious. I've got a funny feeling that there's some either model or dataset similarity going on, because a lot of my broken prompts work in the same way as they did on Udio with the Lyria Live. Less with Lyria 3, even though it still is working. You know, like, you know, I used to have broken tokens that I'd use in my song prompts, right? It's trying, man. Alright, get him to stop. Okay. Saved it. Look at that glitch. I love the glitch. Try again. Yeah, see? That just sounds like one of my songs. It's funny. So I've used harmonica Chicago, spelt with an A. You remember that from like 2 years ago. Drift funk, obviously. And then Rassane. And I don't always use hard bass. Sometimes I use hard folk. Like F-O-L-K. So it's like a mixture of different influences, like a pastiche, to make a thing that I'm, you know. What's going on there? There's also something else you can mess with, which I found useful, which was the guidance. I found sometimes pushing the guidance up to 4.5 was actually good. I wonder if I could turn the harmonica up. I didn't hear any difference at all. I don't hear any harmonica. Is it getting drowned out by the rest? Feels like I could turn it down. This is slapping pretty hard though. That beat's good. It's almost a shame to change it. Can you imagine though, you know how people tune into Study Beats videos and you get videos with millions of views and it's just basically 45 minutes of chill beats? You're going to have a button on your desktop that just makes infinite chill beats. It'll just make infinite chill beats. You'll just turn it on. You'll turn it on like a radio. Is it copyright? Who knows? Nobody knows. Nobody even records it. It's not even being recorded, bro. It's just on, making music. It's new music. No one's ever heard it before. It's never been saved. I guess it's gone now. I just find that crazy. But it's no crazier than not recording everything that you play on a guitar. So maybe it's a sign of normalization. I don't know. Well. That's enough fun and games with this nonsense. We're coming to the end of the show, boys and girls. I do appreciate you tuning in and watching the show. Something went wrong. So let's stop it there. Yeah, something went wrong, mate. Uh-oh. So, as I say, you know, unfinished live recording. Assemble or discard. What? I can do that? It recovered it? I don't even remember coding that feature. It's too good, dude. So you just saw what just happened, right? I stopped the stream, it crashed. It said that it couldn't, it failed to save it and then offered to recover it and recovered it. I mean, I've been trying to come up with this concept. It's Johnson's Amazing Unfolding X. Johnson's Amazing Unfolding Website. Johnson's Amazing Unfolding Story. Johnson's Amazing Unfolding Game. That's like the concept, code name, right? That's what all of this stuff is, and anybody can do it. You just need to have the idea and follow it through with the assistant. And what you end up with is a full functional tool. It's cutting edge. You know, GPT brought out this new image model the other day. I had it same day in my chat. Hey, assistant, make me diagrams. And it was like, oh yeah, I make diagrams, right? So, yeah, very happy, very happy. It's only going to get better, yeah, but it's going to get more expensive. And then you'll be back to university courses because it will be 4 years of full-time learning soon. It's funny. Right. So I guess, can I leave you with something? I will leave you with the classic. Not that. I will lead you with the classic. So there we have it. Don't forget. This one's a bit of fun. Equihorizontal panoramas. You can create an equihorizontal panorama with the new GPT Image 2. All right. So just use generate an image with equirectangular panorama in the prompt. And I've got a viewer JSX, which you can obviously build into apps and websites. And if we just put this on full screen. So, what do you think? That's not bad, is it? For a generated image or whatever. Now, I will admit, they don't all come out this good. Some of them have a really bad top and bottom. Okay? Because you can see, you know, you can see it's fake. Look, you know what I mean? It's not, it's been squidged. You see the Anthropic logo on the floor there? But yeah, basically what it is, right? It's called equirectangular. And it's possible to make them in, I think you make them, I can't remember if I made them in 3:2 or 2:1. But it's wide, you know, you make it widescreen. And the AI will generate, in fact, hang on, I might have an example I could show. Have I got an example? Yeah, here we go. So this image was generated with image 2. Go full screen. This one was the Blade Runner thing. So you see a turtle in the desert and you flip it on its back. Why aren't you helping the turtle? Because I've been doing the Voight-Kampff to test my personas. It works really well because obviously we're testing emotion basically. You've got to provoke a response. But yeah, so this is obviously a generative image from... and like I said, the quality is actually quite impressive. I was like, you can see here, there's the warp, so you can tell. And obviously you've got it up at the top as well. But when you think like this isn't splat, it's not 3D, it's not HDRI, it's not even a skybox, it's just equirectangular, single image. And if you see it when I showed you the thing, look, where is it? You can see that it's just, you see what I mean? It's got a little bit of warping at the bottom, which sells it. Yeah? But anyway. All right. There it is. Oh, and this also was done with the new design skill as well. I think it looks much more professional. It's very nice the way it looks. It's very nice. What's it say? Set in France's and JetBrains mono. So yeah, a little bit more typography focus, I guess you could say. So yeah, that was another cool demo. And I got a couple of ideas regarding that as well. But there haven't been many releases lately because I've been putting all my energy into work. Because I'm doing a paid contract. You guys know, since before Christmas, we've been working on a big platform. And so, yeah, I've been keeping up with all of my open source stuff. But it's sort of like, it's getting to the point where I'm not really writing as much new stuff as I used to because I'm integrating the stuff I already wrote into like a larger app of some kind, you know? And like lately I was doing a lot of speech and video. But yeah, like I say, I think this is pretty much where we're at now. I'm really happy with this bulletin board. I'm going to change the scale. I don't know why it's like so big. Should have just done that ages ago. Zooming around all over the place. But yeah, the idea of having like an endless canvas with task scheduled outputs in HTML. It's accessible. It's not too stupid on tokens. It's cheap. And it seems to apply to a lot of different things. So, like I say, I'll be probably investigating this. And then I'm going to make... I want to get this finished as well. Because I want to release this. There's no reason not to. I just hope I don't get... well, we'll see, won't we? So, yeah, we got the panels. And don't you think this should be the whole width as well, not just in the middle? See, I thought it was going to be one on top of the other. So you'd have A and B. Because it's for syncing. Like when I look at a Pioneer set of decks, can we get a picture of Pioneer decks here? Pioneer mixing decks. Technics. There. See, that's why. They're not even Technics. What the hell? Get out of here with that. It's probably like really good as well. What do I know? I'm not a DJ. Right. Yeah, I could have sworn that there's like a digital readout. What's the name of the software that they use? I know there is. It's not Recordbox. What is the name of the software? Damn it. There's software that they all use and it's really expensive. Can't remember. Head to Starbucks. Oh, see you later, Dom. Right, so yeah, it's probably about time for me to go and hit the coffee as well. So I'll be doing that on Discord. So don't forget, the join link's in the description. You can join us. I'll be there tonight mucking about with this thing. Hopefully we get it to work. And you never know, there might even be an MSI release as well. No promises. Oh yeah, and also Flashbang. Right then, guys. I'll see you next Sunday. Thanks for watching.